What's up, everyone? My name is Kenneth Smith Jr. and I am super thankful you're watching this video right now. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you how to get a good credit score. So there's 5 main factors that make up your credit score, and I'm going to share each one with you. So starting off with number 1, your payment history, which accounts for approximately 35% of your overall credit score. Now, what is your payment history? It's simply the history you have of how well you pay your bills. So whether or not you pay them on time or whether or not you pay them at all, that factors in your payment history. And it is a direct reflection of your integrity, which is why it makes up the largest percentage of all the main factors. Now, number 2, your credit utilization, which makes up 30% of your overall credit score. Now, what is credit utilization? It is the amount of debt you have to the overall credit limit that you've been given. So let's say you have one credit card and you have a $10,000 limit on there. What most lenders like to see is that you are under 30% usage of your credit limit. So if you're given a $10,000 credit limit, make sure you're under $3,000. That's very, very, very important. If you go over the 30% mark, then your credit score will drop. So make sure you're under that. Now, number 3, age of credit history, which is impacting 15% of your overall score. Now, there's 2 main factors when figuring out your age of credit, your credit age. Number 1 being the oldest account that you have, and number 2, the average age of all your accounts. Now, moving on to number 4, which is credit inquiries, which factors which makes up 10% of your overall credit score. You have two different types of credit inquiries. One being a soft inquiry. Soft inquiry is basically to pull information. It does not affect your credit score. An example of a soft inquiry would be if you were to apply for a job. Certain employers would do a soft inquiry to see your background and get a gist of what your integrity is like through your credit score and if you have good credit. But that does not affect your credit score. That's also to get you pre-qualified for certain loans or credit cards. Lenders will send you pre-qualified. That's all soft inquiries. Now, a hard inquiry is when a lender does a hard inquiry, a hard pull is another term for it, on you to make a decision on whether or not they should approve you or not. It's very important that you don't have too many hard pulls, especially in a short period of time. If you've had, let's say, two hard pulls in a year, really think twice about getting a third one, or you want to keep your hard pulls, your hard inquiries, as few as possible. It's just a bad sign to lenders when you keep running your credit all the time. Now, number 5. A mix of credit accounts. That accounts for 10% of your overall credit score. Lenders like to see you have a mix of credit cards, different credit types such as credit cards, installment loans such as house loans like mortgage loan, car loans, etc. They like to see a mix because you may be good at paying off your credit cards, but you may not be too well at paying back loans. But overall, they get a better scope of your integrity and how well you can pay back something. Now, since I've gone through the 5, I just want to share something with you. There's plenty of tips and tricks to help you get a good credit score. One trick I was able to use really soon after I had my first credit card, I did something very wise. I contacted someone who owned a credit repair company and asked them how could I get a great credit score at a young age as fast as possible. He said have someone with a lot of history, a long old age of credit history, and an excellent score add you as an authorized user to their account. So I did that and was able to get over a 720 score within the first few months of having of being in the credit world. Now I'll give you one tip. Think of it as a relationship. Let's say you have a friend named John and he comes to ask to borrow money, and John is bad at paying you back. You're gonna think twice, because he hasn't paid you back in the past. So this time, you're gonna think twice about giving him some money, because the past 2-3 times he's borrowed money from you, he's never paid you back. Or let's say, John also is going around and he's asking to borrow money from people all the time. That's another red flag. So it's the same thing, just you and a bank, or you in a store when you want to store a credit card. It's the same exact thing. If you're bad at paying your bills, if you done bad and just made a poor excuse on why you didn't pay off something and you chose to not make the payment anymore, whatever excuse you have will not cut it with them. They want to see that you've paid things back and paid things on time. So those were the 5 factors and also some tips and tricks to help you get a good credit score. Listen, I hope this video was of benefit for you. In the description below, you'll see my social media links. Please follow me on all social media. I have so much valuable content I want to share with you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Keep being the best version of you. See you in the next video.